Dimitri, an 18-year-old high school graduate, had always been ahead of his peers. His keen interest in biology and anatomy, coupled with his dedication to academic success, had allowed him to complete high school swiftly. Unlike many who shared his intellectual pursuits, Dimitri also had a passion for baseball, a popular sport in the city of Yeva. However, his life had recently taken a drastic turn, and he found himself in a fight for survival. It started when he noticed giant smoke bombs hurling from the sky. Recognizing the danger, he acted quickly, ducking into his basement and covering his mouth and nose with a wet rag to prevent the ominous purple smoke from infiltrating his body. The rag, dampened to create a makeshift filter, proved effective in shielding him from the smoke's paralyzing effects. Despite his precautions, the danger was far from over. He heard the sounds of intruders barging into his house. Dimitri, although smaller in stature than many his age, decided to stand his ground. He grabbed his trusty metal baseball bat, a symbol of his athletic prowess, and prepared to defend himself. As the intruders descended into the basement, Dimitri saw them clearly, two living dinosaur suits, their felt-covered forms moving with a disturbing fluidity. He swung his bat with all his might, aiming for their heads and torsos, but to his horror, the metal bat simply bounced off their cushioned felt bodies. The suits, imbued with Barney's dark magic, were nearly impervious to physical attacks. Undeterred, Dimitri quickly changed tactics. He darted around the basement, evading their grasps with agility honed from years of baseball practice. His eyes landed on a can of WD-40 and a lighter sitting on a shelf. An idea sparked in his mind. He grabbed the can and the lighter, positioning himself defensively. As the dinosaur suits lunged at him, Dimitri sprayed a stream of WD-40 towards them and ignited it with the lighter. A burst of flame erupted, engulfing the suits in a fiery blaze. The felt, once seemingly indestructible, caught fire and began to burn. The intruders writhed and flailed, their bodies consumed by the flames. The basement filled with the acrid smell of burning fabric and the horrifying screams of the creatures. Breathing heavily, Dimitri watched as the burning suits crumbled to the ground. He had managed to fend off the immediate threat, but he knew that more dangers lurked outside. He couldn't stay in his basement forever. He needed to find a way to survive and perhaps even fight back against the encroaching horrors. Determined, Dimitri gathered supplies, food, water, and any useful tools he could find. He also grabbed his bat and the remaining WD-40 just in case. Dimitri had never hated his town's design so much until this very moment. The lack of trees and open cover made weaving through homes towards the edge of town a nearly impossible task. His parents were far away on a honeymoon trip to the remote town of Novaya Tiumen, a place known for its gorgeous scenery and glorious conifers. Dimitri just hoped they hadn't tried to come back for him, risking running into this nightmare. Using the fences for cover, Dimitri only jumped over them when he felt absolutely safe and alone. He sat down for a minute to drink when he heard footsteps coming from around the corner of the fence. Bat ready, he poised himself for defense. Before he could act, he was knocked out cold by a blow to the head from what looked like a baseball bat wielded by a girl no older than him. He woke up in a vacant house, feeling the cool press of an ice pack against his bruised head. The girl who had apparently knocked him out was apologizing profusely, explaining that she thought he was one of the dinosaur suits around the corner. As his vision cleared, he recognized her from school. It was Kira, a girl who also enjoyed baseball.
Kira?
He mumbled, still a bit dazed.
Yes, it's me.
Kira replied, a mix of relief and guilt in her eyes.
I'm so sorry, Dimitri. I thought you were one of those things.
Dimitri rubbed his head, wincing slightly.
It's okay. Better safe than sorry, I guess.
Kira had always kinda liked Dimitri, admiring his intelligence and determination. She was saddened to think he wouldn't be in school next year. But now, amidst the chaos, she felt an unexpected sense of relief to see a familiar face. As they sat in the vacant house, trying to collect their thoughts and plan their next move, the reality of their situation sank in. The town was overrun with Barney's followers, and the only way to survive was to stick together and stay vigilant.
We need to get out of here,
Dimitri said. finally breaking the silence.
The further we are from Yeva, the better. Maybe we can find a place to hide until this blows over.
Kira nodded in agreement.
I know a few places outside the city. My parents used to take me hiking around the outskirts. We could try heading there.
With a tentative plan in place, they gathered what supplies they could find in the vacant house, food, water, and anything useful for their journey. Kira kept her baseball bat close, while Dimitri held onto his makeshift flamethrower. As they moved through the desolate streets, they remained cautious, avoiding the living dinosaur suits and the purple smoke whenever possible.